And we're live. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Manny's podcast series. Today, I have the wonderful. It's always an honor to have my friend YinYangSara. And there we go. See, I hate that. Anyway, I have my friend Sarah, and also today my special guest is Spirit Hunter with me. And today we're going to be getting to know her more about her channel. Learn more about her and her passions and her desires, her goals. So go ahead, Natalie. Go ahead and take it away and start. So,
well, first of all, thank you for having me.
No problem. Anytime.
So yeah, I'm a paranormal investigator. The reason why I got into my work is because I basically grew up in a haunted house. When I was a child, I used to see different spirits, different apparitions here, there, and everywhere. The worst one I had was when I was very little, and it felt like something was suffocating my head. I felt like I couldn't breathe, so I had to literally fight it off. And then I thought, as I grow up, I thought, oh, I've lost my knack, or maybe I'm just cursed or something. But then it all came back to me when I started to feel really depressed, really low, and it was all coming back to me. And I was like, this is not a curse. I must be an empath, and this must be a calling. So I decided to go for it again. And that's when I decided to make up my own business, my own channel, and record everything I do because I'm just really intrigued in it now. I still remember when my nan passed away. She used to live with my uncle. And then me and my sister were standing in the kitchen, and all we could see was this blue apparition sitting where my nan used to sit. And it was like a blue light. It was absolutely beautiful. And I still say from this day that it was my nan. I never forget it, never, because it was just pure blue, and it was just sitting right where my nan used to sit. And I swear down it was my nan.
That's
that
awesome.
gives me the chills.
But yeah, I mean, when I see them, they look normal. I don't know whether you've seen one, but they look human to me. Just not human, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah,
they do look human, but some people say they don't. But what I don't like is I can't get along with child spirits. Because child spirits because it can be a demon.
Oh, that's very true.
Spirits, yeah.
Very true.
So I just can't be dealing with child spirits. Don't like them.
Yeah, that's true.
I love them. I go after them.
No.
There's the opposite.
So we'll go after them. I'm like, no, I'm going the other way. I'm not dealing with that.
Well, come back.
No, I can't. I don't like the children ones at all.
Now, do you start feeling uncomfortable, or like do you feel like something negative?
Yeah, I think it's because I've got 2 children of my own as well, maybe, and it just makes me feel really uncomfortable.
Yes, my friend Sarah over here is a mama too, so she got.
Yeah, we're both mums, so we know what it's like.
Yeah. Actually, when I was working at Zach's Haunted Museum, my youngest just freaked out of nowhere one day while I was at work. And when I came home, my mom told me about it and that she saw something that scared her, and she just kept saying it was a monster. So I pulled her aside and I talked to her about it. And I was like, was it a monster? And she was like, no, well, it just scared me like a monster, but it was actually a dog. And I was like, a dog? And she was like, yeah, it had these big eyes and it was just growling and it was under my bed and all this stuff. And I was like, sweetie, I don't think that was a monster. I think that was my spirit animal, which is a wolf. And I think it was
awesome.
Yeah, it was in my child's room, protecting it from things that were trying to get into my home from the museum.
Yeah.
And it was just protecting my kid, and she happened to see it, which terrified her, which is completely understandable. So I thought that was a really cool thing that happened, though.
So maybe that's why Zach wants us to sign waivers, because he's pretty much saying, whatever follows you home, that's not my problem, that's yours.
Oh, that was a huge topic. Every time when I had to work the podium out front, people would always look over the waivers, and they're just like, wait, things can follow us home? It's just like, it's the haunted museum. What do you think?
Well, that's like going to the cemetery, the same thing, or haunted locations where we might bring attachments or something with us.
Yeah.
So it's possible. I hope I don't ever bring things. But I'm always praying. I'm always like trying to, I always try to shoot for the light. So, and
I always burn sage and Palo Santo wood.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I make sage potion and I carry my crystals with me.
Oh,
But I
nice.
do like my potion. My potion works wonders.
I'd love some of that.
Yeah, I'll have to sort you some actually and make some more potion up. It's brilliant.
Man, I
Well,
should try that too. That's cool.
yeah, it's really good potion. I just basically use. Have you ever heard of Himalaya salt?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, you can make it yourself. You just get some of that. You boil it in the pan until it's really hot, and then you burn sage over it and burn the sage acid inside it. Put a protective crystal in a bottle, whatever protective crystal you want to use, and it helps protect you. It works really well.
That sounds very like, it's like, why didn't I think of that? Like, that sounds so brilliant, and also like I should know that.
No, I just come up with it. I was like, no, there has to be another way because I kept having, because it was windy here in the UK. I couldn't light my sage, and I was like, there's got to be another solution.
See,
So I
this
come
is
up with
what I
that, and it
have.
works wonders.
It's
Pardon?
sage. It's a spray bottle, but it's sage.
Yeah, I don't
Oh.
really like them, but yeah, they are good.
Yeah,
But
I
I
need to
like to
get
make
more.
it myself. It's just me. I like to make my own potions.
I love the smell of it. Is that weird? I like the smell of sage.
No, it smells nice.
It smells like weed.
Like incense. Oh. There. Does it? Yeah.
Every time I burn it in my house, my dad kind of looks at me for a second and he's like, "Is that sage or weed?" And I'm like, "It's sage."
It has that strong scent to it, but I like it though. But I always feel protected when I spray it or use my I mean I have crystals. I have a little bag of crystals. So Natalie, so I guess tell me a little bit, because I know you shared with me a little bit about your you went to paranormal investigation school. You went to a school for that, right?
No, I went on to an online course and I got
On
my
what?
diploma. Online course.
Online course. I mean, how was your experience with that? Like, was it was live, like kind of like this, like you were talking to other people?
No. It was all just done basically manually. You would answer some questions and things like that, and then I got my certificate. It's pretty simple. It's just learning different spirits and learning about fire, water, everything like that. Learning about different demons, how to do house clearing, all different stuff. And then I got my certificate in the door. Pretty simple.
That's amazing. I didn't know that there were online courses like that. That's awesome.
Yeah, this one's called Paranormal Academy.
Ooh.
You have to try it.
They're gonna check it out.
They do witchcraft courses. They do all sorts of courses. They're brilliant.
I'm writing that down right now.
There you are. I was gonna ask. So, what was what has been like? I guess the most intensive. I guess investigating. Have you done? You've done a few, right? Investigating stuff like that. Not only.
Yeah. I've done a few, but I've mainly done them in cemeteries, as
Have you
you
had,
know.
have you had anything negative, or has it always it's been pretty good?
It doesn't bother me.
What, the negative
Really
energy?
doesn't. No, because of what happened when I was younger with being suffocated. It's just like, well, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I mean, I nearly got suffocated when I was younger by a demonic spirit. So, what's the worst that can happen now? It doesn't bother me.
That's true.
That's a great way of looking at it.
Yeah,
I have not
but
been
you tried to
suffocated.
suffocate me when I was younger, and I'm here now. So, what else can you do to me?
That's right. You're alive. You get to share your story. I don't know. I would want to experience that. I mean, for me, like I was sharing with Sarah earlier, Natalie was watching her live stream. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure I want to experience anything negative energy. I mean, obviously, sometimes people had that negative energy that I could already sense and feel, and I know already. Like, those are the people I need to try to like stay away from, because I'm gonna end up becoming in a way like them. So I'm learning, and I guess in that sense, Sarah, I've been learning to get away from like toxic people or that energy, because I know how it feels. And it's like, especially, you know, when I went in my relationship, like I wasn't a toxic person, but because she was dealing with so much, I became just like her, and that could be the danger. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely was not good for me. Because in a point of time in my life in that part, I started getting depressed. I started getting my anxiety was like kicking up in gear and getting lots of like suicidal thoughts and stuff like that because of that relationship. Or I mean, I'm not putting all the blame on her, but because I should have realized that I was empathic, but I think I wasn't sure of myself until now. Like now I'm learning and understanding I am. All of that energy, I was becoming pretty much like her. So now I know what to avoid or try to sense and start being aware of those things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wish I knew that though. At hand, maybe things would have been different.
For me too, like one of my worst experiences, I ended up having to do a whole separate video on my channel about it because I was very much like that in my marriage. Many years ago, I was in this place where I had just gotten started into paranormal investigating with a group and everything. And then my marriage was going downhill and I was trying to fight for something that in retrospect, it wasn't worth fighting for. But at the time I was very young and just very naive and just thought, yeah, as long as I worked at it, it could get better. And then finally I just gave up one day. And it happened to be a day we went to an investigation. That I was just like, you know what? I'm just a negative person. I'm just a queen bee. I'm just nasty. I'm not going to have any friends. I don't care. This is just my life now. And so I just kind of cave into the depression and the anger and everything. And that night, even though the investigation was a total dud, it was all just debunking everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that night I had the worst experience where I was trying to fall asleep, but I was turned into being forced into an out-of-body experience. And I saw this young girl with these big blue eyes. She disappeared, came back, her eyes were gone, her hair was tousled, and she was just pure white with like just black lines to define her. And she was like pulling me down. And I wasn't fighting her at first because I thought I was dreaming. And I was just like, this is a very strange dream. I don't know what's happening here. And something told me to look up. And when I did, I saw my body in bed, just in the form in my bed. And I noticed I was under my house. And I started freaking out. I was just like, oh, no, 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 no. You are pulling me out of my body. This is not okay. And so I started fighting back. And it took a while. But when I finally just with everything I had say, let go, she snapped back. I snapped back. And then I ended up having this incredibly spiritual vision of being in front of this house. And there was a shadow spirit holding a key to this door. And everything. And I ended up walking away from it. And every dream interpreter that I talked to about it said that what I had was a fight for my soul. And I did experience a demon trying to take me. On top of that, I was in front of, one of them described it as being in front of the house of God. And another person translated it as that it was basically like a border between the physical realm and the spiritual realm. And that I turned that option away of just giving up, you know. And it was just a very crazy experience that I'll never forget.
I don't think you ever shared me that story, but that's awesome because you won in your dream. You won that fight against letting those spirits or demons control you and take over you.
Yeah, it was very intense.
Story. Huh?
It was very intense. Like for many years, I refused to talk about it. But then after a while, I got over it. And now I'm just like, I was like, let that brat come back. Let her try. I will whoop her butt.
Oh, man. That's awesome. I didn't know that. See, I'm learning something new about you too. What was I? Wow, I had a brain fart. So I get those sometimes. For me, I guess Sarah, you know, one of my I wouldn't say a dream because it wasn't a dream. I still remember to this day. So this was 2 years going back. This is when I'm still going. You know, I just came back to Florida from Georgia. my separation, blah blah blah. Pretty much, I started practicing meditation. I started practicing like chanting. Like I was actually practicing chanting like ohms and stuff like that, because like I always have been driven to the spiritual realm. Like I always feel like I don't know, I can't explain it. I just feel like I belong to that world, like, and not the deaf world, but like that realm. You know what I'm saying? My soul in a way. And I was gonna go with this, sorry. And so I was watching YouTube like we all do, and I started watching YouTube about opening your third eye, and then I found this one medium. I remember her name is Abby. She's still a medium, or she's still a YouTuber and stuff, but she was talking about spirit guides, and I was curious about, what's the spirit guide? Like I know about angels and stuff like that, and protection, and your guardian angel Michael and stuff like that, but I wanted to know what's the spirit guide and stuff like that. And at that time I bought myself a pendulum, which I had somewhere in my room, so I started trying to practice with that. Just asking certain questions. Like one of my questions that I always would ask, I said, am I gonna get back together with my ex? And I would always say no. So I was like, oh, okay. And it's become it has been confirmed, so obviously it's never became into a reality. I mean, I know some people say that's your subconscious, or it could be spirits too. So anyway, they decided I remember saying it out loud. I said, I want to meet my spirit guide. I want to meet you. I guess in a way, show up whatever way you want to show up. And like that week, it was either that night or the next night, I like I said, I kid you not, I saw a full-on aberration in my bedroom, because I woke up and I saw this man, and he was African, and he like had like gold teeth, and he was smiling at me, and I freaked out, and I just started praying. Like, oh my God, like I freaked out. I didn't know what to do. So it was like I just started praying right away, and then it disappeared. And but ever since, like that image has been in it's like I can't delete that image, but I realized I communicated with something. So it wasn't evil though. It was nothing evil or demonic or anything like that, but
just something that caught you off guard.
Yeah, because I asked for it and I wasn't prepared.
So it happens to the best of us.
So I didn't know. I guess I should have been more prepared, but I haven't called out on my spirit guide ever since. But if that was who I saw, then maybe that was letting me know like that world exists. But I mean, now I use the spirit box all the time now. So it's like I'm trying to communicate, I'm trying to get information, evidence, and stuff. So, but ever since that, it just made me more confirmed that I know this realm is real, even though I already knew that. But I wanted to see it, I wanted to experience it, because my mom and my grandpa that used to be alive, like they used to see aberrations in the house I told you, Sarah, that I was born at, the 100-year-old house that had the horse posts and stuff like that. And it always makes me think of Red Dead Redemption. But anyway. Oh, Natalie, I don't know if I shared this with you. So in that house, for me, I'll say real quick, and then you guys could feed off of this. I always sensed the basement, either it was evil or negative, but I always knew there was something up with it. And then I didn't know until I got to Florida, and then my grandfather said, like, someone hung themselves in that basement. So then it makes all sense what I was feeling and stuff like that. And I used to get night terrors in that house and stuff. Always someone trying to kill me, or it was either that or me. I remember going up the stairs and like going out the window and flying. So I don't know what that meant, but I used to get weird dreams in that house for some reason.
Flying, from what I know, is always kind of translated as like an escapism.
Yeah, but what would I be escaping at that age?
Well, the night terrors and the trauma that you were experiencing there, like it makes sense to me that it would be something that you were just trying to get away from, trying to have that freedom of being able to just get away. That's
true. I tell you, did I ever show you the dream that I made Michael Myers a friend? Like from him to kill me into making him a good friend. I don't know if that means anything, but I made someone trying to kill me into someone liking me. So I don't know if it's just...
Well, you are a likable person, Manny. I would totally agree that you could make a serial killer like you.
Not Charles Manson or Ted Bundy or none of those guys. But... Well, I think, aren't they dead already? I think so. Anyway.
I think it also shows your character. Like you see the best in people, regardless of how like evil or dark that they may present themselves. You still see that there is still light and goodness in them, and you just want to bring that out.
I try to. I mean, that's what I do with everyone I know, or I try to with people and stuff like that. So, Sarah, I guess I know you are an investigator and an awesome friend. Do you have any questions for her too? Because I'm trying to come up with
do actually,
and you might be able to help me here. That's why I need you as a co-host.
So yes, Natalie, you mentioned that you've only had like a few investigations yourself, and mostly in cemeteries. Have you had anything happen to you as of yet that stuck out over everything else that you've experienced so far?
No, I think it was mainly my childhood that stuck out and what I seen and what I felt. Lately, I hear things or I see things occasionally. One video I did in the cemetery, and I still say to this day, I probably won't go back. I had my little stepson with me. And then during the end of the video, when I was editing, I had my headphones in and I heard a disembodied voice saying, "Take this child." And I'm just like, I don't really want, I get goosebumps now, you know, it's just like, do I really want to go back to that cemetery? But then I've been having visions lately to go back to that cemetery. So do I or don't I? You know, it's just really difficult for me to say whether I should go back or whether I shouldn't. But yeah, I've had them kind of things, or that new video that I've just made. As soon as I started editing that, at the beginning it says "you're mine." So something was there, and it actually said "you're mine." And then we had the strong smell of perfume, like really, really strong smell. It was horrible, bizarre. I've had some right bizarre things. Trust me, it's not been pleasant. I mean, when I was younger, I wish to God my sister never deleted it. She was recording on her phone because, as I said, we was in a haunted house, and she felt something, because occasionally you would feel something sit at the end of your bed. You know, you would feel it. And then she actually got a phone out, and then she actually, you know, you could actually see this spirit up, come off the bed, leave, and go through the wall. It was actually just recorded. It was absolutely amazing what she caught that night.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
I know. For everything, Sarah.
I'm sorry. I'll contain my excitement. I'm just
Sarah gets excited for all these things.
No, but it's, you know, it's like, I don't know. When I was younger, it was kind of weird because, you know, like when you come down the stairs, for some reason, I still remember it and I can't work it out, but I used to stop in the middle of the stairs. I don't know why. But then I was like flying to the bottom of the stairs, but I would always end up to the bottom. But it was like something was lifting me, but something told me to stop, and then I would always land at the bottom of the stairs. But like, I can't work it out from this day. I really can't. But I always landed on my 2 feet, but it was like I was flying. It was just really bizarre. It was like something was actually lifting me up in the air. Really weird. I still don't understand that one.
Could have been your own spirit guide or an angel protecting you. I don't know.
What, making me fly?
Maybe you want to experience flying.
No, I don't want to experience flying, thank you. I'm scared of heights. That wouldn't be good.
Oh, really?
Same. I'm terrified of heights as well. I agree.
I'm okay if I have a harness. I'll be like, sometimes at work I have to like climb up the stairs. I don't feel scared climbing up the stairs. It's just like when I get to the very, very top one, to that last step, I'm always lugging now, so I'm always trying to make sure I don't fall off it.
Yeah, heights are just a no-go for me.
The other day, Sarah, I almost tripped on the bread rack, and I kid you not, like I was able to catch myself like super fast. And it's like I know I tripped because I heard myself trip. So I'm wondering if that was my protection with me, because I could have ate that floor. And it's concrete floor. It's not something like it would hurt extremely bad. My boss fell on his back, and that had screwed him up. So
yeah,
I got lucky somehow.
The thing with the staircase, though, the thing that comes to mind for me is that a very old home that you would have that experience with the stairs, Natalie?
Yeah, I moved in there when I was roughly about 7. I moved out when I was 17.
Do you know how old that home was?
No.
Okay,
there was rumours that it was built on a cemetery. There was rumours of that.
Okay. Because my only thought that could be that whole like feeling like you were being lifted and brought down. The thing that comes to mind is a lot of the times with older homes, especially when they've gone through remodels and changes, the energies that have been left behind, they still go through walls or walkways or whatever that were laid out as to how they remember it, like that kind of residual haunting that they're just playing out their last days or whatnot. Okay. So even if a wall has been put up, they're still going through it as if there's a doorway there. And so like my thought is that maybe the staircase wasn't always like that.
Right.
And so like they're kind of like, oh no, you can't go from here, you're gonna fall, and just kind of like carry you down because their energies are not used to that staircase always being there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's possible. See, it's great to have you on here, Sarah. You know so much. I have no clue. I've
learned a few things from doing this for so long.
I know, I'm a noob.
We all start from somewhere. Don't beat yourself up.
True.
I'm still learning. I'm constantly looking stuff up and researching things when it comes to hauntings and all the different kinds of spirits and just paranormal things in general. I'm constantly looking stuff up.
Someone mentioned about Peggy the doll. Real quick before you jump on that. So a while back, Sarah, because I guess I'm the type of person that, in a way, I'm a little bit like Zach. I could get obsessed with something. When I discovered about Robert because of Omar and stuff like that, like all I did was keep on trying to find videos about Robert the doll, and I remember dreaming, and I remember it wasn't scary or a nightmare or anything, but I just remember seeing him. I think I was in that museum, but like I definitely felt something touch my head, and I woke up to that, and I was like, maybe I should not watch so much about him. So I'm wondering if I was in a way connecting to that spirit, to his spirit, and maybe that's a warning to be careful what I'm doing. Because when you get obsessed with something, especially like if something has many spirits, maybe it's trying to pull me. You know what I'm saying?
That actually also could have been something like your own spirit guide. Because I myself, there one time, like as soon as you mentioned like a hand touching your head, instantly my mind goes to this one memory that I had before. I think it was just before I found out I was pregnant with my oldest. I was living with my now ex-husband. I was living with him at his apartment, and I woke up in a complete startle at one point because I went to sleep really upset. I was really depressed. Probably just loaded with hormones at the time. I don't know. I went to sleep just really upset, and I was woken up by a hand just suddenly like grabbing my shoulder from behind. And instantly what came to mind was an image of my grandfather who passed away before I was born. And he was the first apparition that I ever saw when I was 4 years old. And so I always kind of viewed him as kind of almost like a spirit guide or a guardian angel, whatever name you go by it as.
Right.
Like he was kind of always like that for me. And I thought that over the years that like, you know, he's kind of moved on and he's not like that protector for me anymore. But when it happened, like it just kind of like startled me as kind of like you're okay. Like it wasn't anything like to be feared or anything. Like I just got this thing of like, you're okay. We're here for you. You know, it's going to be okay. So, I mean, that's what comes to mind to me with that is that it could have easily have been your spirit guide of like grabbing your head because it's like, stop thinking about this. Stop obsessing. Calm down. You're fine.
But I don't know. Well, I could help it. I got obsessed. I guess have my little Robert Jr. over here in the corner, and because I want to go to this museum, I want to check it out. I think I was getting too obsessed with it. Kind of like for a while, I was watching nothing but Zach's Haunted Museum all the time because how bad I want to go and experience it.
It is pretty awesome.
I know, you're lucky. So someone mentioned about Peggy on the chat. I don't know how much information you both guys have on Peggy. I know I seen a video of her. I mean, I didn't when I watched the video of her, I never sensed anything. Like nothing really affected me because it's just a video. I guess people have been affected by her and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm actually curious, Natalie, do you know much about Peggy? Because I do know that Peggy the doll is actually from the UK.
I've read up on it, yeah, but I don't know a lot, to be honest.
Okay, I was kind of curious because it seemed like she made a really big deal in the UK when people were starting to have effects just from seeing her through TV or through images or
I wasn't
whatnot.
listening. I wasn't believing it, to be honest with you. I didn't believe it.
Same.
Until someone brings me a haunted doll that will actually do something, I'll believe it. But until then, I won't believe it. I need evidence, basically. You bring me the evidence, and then I'll believe you.
I'm right there with you, which is why I responded in the chat of Peggy is a powerful demon that's inside the doll, but to me, she's overrated. And I say that because, yes, people would go into her room and have experiences. I saw people straight up that were like talking smack throughout the entire tour because Peggy's towards the ending half. Peggy's towards the ending half of the tour, and people would talk smack and they're just like blah blah blah, whatever, all this is fake. And then they get into Peggy's room and they would turn right around and leave the room and be like, I'm not going in there. And I think a lot of it has to do with the whole uncanny valley thing of a doll being seen as like a person and not a doll. And I think that's what really got to people more so than anything else. But also, yeah, I saw people vomit and have nosebleeds and all kinds of like random scratches immediately after seeing Peggy. But there's just so much in that one museum. And
it could be anything.
It could have been anything, exactly. And not only that, it's like Peggy always liked me.
Nice.
And I don't know if it's because she liked me that she didn't do anything to me or whatever, but
she's like, oh, a friend. Let me talk to her.
Yeah, I mean, she would do things of like I would constantly hear over the atmospheric music that they would play on repeat. I would constantly hear my name just randomly through it.
Oh, wow.
Like I would just hear Sarah, and I would like at first I got creeped out by it, but then I just was like, if that's all you're gonna do, that doesn't really impress me much. Like, do something. Like, I would actually challenge her. I'm like, do something. Like, if you're gonna do this to me, do something. And nothing would ever happen. And so, like, I don't know if it was just because of that maybe she just liked me or what, but
maybe respect too, because I know you respect the spirits and stuff.
Yeah. But like I don't know, like there's just so much contained in that one house of all these haunted objects of like, there's like shrunken heads, satanic ritual blades. There are sacrificial blades that used to sacrifice babies in the museum. There's like all kinds of insane items and really dark items there that I'm just like, I can't pinpoint it and just give sole credit to Peggy for all that happens there, especially in her room.
Yeah, people apparently are always afraid. Like I would be like, if I hoping that I get to come this summer, I would just start talking and say, "Hey, Peggy, how's it going? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you?" So I just start questioning because I want to know more.
Bless you.
Oh, bless you. Sorry.
I would do that as well, actually, where I would encourage people to ask her questions like that. I would ask her like, if people especially got too shy to ask questions, I would just be like, "Hey, Peggy," especially after Zach put in the spirit box. Like, "Hey, Peggy, how many people are in the room right now?" It was always just nothing. And a lot of the times whenever there were responses, it would either be insults or like just random things of like leave, go away, like things like that. And I'm just like, I don't think it's a demon. I really don't think it's
supposed to be a little girl, isn't it? A little girl's soul in that doll. Because I know Patty Negri, I know I think on one of Zach's episodes, I know they conducted something like I think she was trying to do a seance and try to cleanse Peggy.
Yeah, which I don't know why, because he likes her being haunted, so I don't even know why he was doing that. It's Zach. That's all.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It was a Deadly Possessions, one of the episodes. Peggy was there, and
yeah. I personally think, because there's not much known about Peggy. First off, she came from a previous owner that nobody knew much about, that other than her name was Peggy. And then she went to this woman that then gave it to this young woman that collected haunted items and held on to haunted items. And she then gave it to Zach because she felt that she couldn't contain Peggy anymore. She couldn't handle her. She felt that Peggy was just responsible for too much negativity and bad things that were just happening with her and her collection. I personally, I don't know. Every time I looked at that doll, I was just like, it's a doll. That's just me.
I know.
And I have a freaky looking doll that's still in her box in my closet because she freaks me out. So
you should give it to me, Sarah. I'll take it. Is she haunted?
I don't know. She looks really pissed though.
I'll just cheer her up by singing to her.
I'll send you a picture of her. I'll get her out and everything because she was given to my grandma bought her.
Oh, I gotcha.
Before I was born because she had the same name, and
oh, really?
I got it when I was 16 because she's purely porcelain, so super fragile.
Oh, okay.
I was so excited because I grew up hearing about this doll. So I opened her up and there's this little foam square over her face. So I'm just like, oh, I can't wait to see what she looks like. She looks really pissed. We're just gonna put this back and shove her back in the closet. All right.
But you would know, I was gonna say you would know if something was haunted there with that doll because you would hear or feel or the energy.
Oh, and she would be absolutely livid the fact that she's in my closet.
She would be mad, so she would definitely let you know to get her out of there.
Get me out of the closet.
You would know, so I'm sure it's not haunted at all.
Yeah, no,
she just has a scary face apparently.
She looks very angry, and I have a thing about clowns and certain mannequins and those realistic androids from Japan. Like, oh, they freak me out. That whole uncanny valley thing, I definitely have that where I get creeped out and I can't look at it. So when I look at Peggy and I'm not intimidated or scared by her at all, I'm just like, yeah, she's just a freaking doll.
The clowns are creepy though.
I want to brush her hair though.
You should live stream it. Video record it.
Brushing Peggy's hair.
Make a live stream, make a video. It'll go wild. Oh, you wanna brush Peggy the doll's hair?
Oh yeah, no, not that one.
Let
that
you know.
Staying in that closet.
He wouldn't let you. He'd be like, nope, security.
Yeah, I feel like
I'm sure he has a lot of security there too, so I know he doesn't play around.
Yeah. The museum is great though. I mean, there's so much there, and he's constantly adding more. I personally feel like he should change the timing of the tours, but
like a 2-hour tour. I didn't know. Your idea was great. Your idea was like kind of like this ghost tour I went to, the having a separate like for people who are into like paranormal and want to investigate, you should have a separate ticket for that. Like have one for people who want to tour the museum and learn the history and experience it, and then the other one is for people who want to actually do a paranormal investigation and I guess in a way not play around but like investigate the different rooms and stuff like that. I think that would be really fun.
Maybe even like have it be set to where it's after hours, so that way it's like you have to reserve your time and spot ahead of time and all that stuff. And I told him, I was like, I really think that this would really like help bring in even more people, because that's what people want. They want to investigate the museum. And he was just like, nah, I don't think we're gonna do that. And from what I know, he still hasn't done that. And I'm just like, he's really missing out.
We need to tell Sarah, you need to do a vote, what is it, a petition, like saying like, hey, we want.
Oh, he wouldn't listen to me.
You should. You're a very smart girl, so.
Oh, thank you.
I'm trying to think what else.
Natalie, actually, if I could ask you a question.
Yeah, hold on. There's something tapping in my kid's room, and I know she's asleep because I can hear her snoring.
Oh,
Carry on.
are you sure? Do you need to go
It's
check?
normal. Huh?
Ah,
I say, do you need to go check or no?
No, it's normal. I have a male who's here, and I also have a little child that's here. I have 2 spirits that live with me, so it's fine. They're fine.
I was
They're
gonna say
cool.
real quick,
that's kind
Sarah.
of like my house.
I'll share you this real quick. Natalie informed me the other day. I don't think I tell you this, Sarah, but she knows I have an attachment, and I think it's my grandmother. But my grandmother apparently doesn't want me to know. So I just think it just makes me comfortable and know that I'm being protected by something that's with me. You know.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
So go ahead, Sarah. You hadn't asked your question.
So my question is for Natalie that is there a location that you are looking forward to the most in investigating it, possibly in the near future?
I want to come to America at some point. I really do. Anywhere there, I'll be happy. Anywhere.
UK is so historically haunted, though.
Not really, because you've got to think I'm an investigator on my own. I have no help, I have no backup, so I have to be careful what I'm doing because I can't exactly go in an abandoned house on my own because it's too dangerous. You know, so that's the problem I've got because I'm on my own. It's difficult. That's why I'm always in cemeteries because it's safer.
Yeah,
in a way.
yeah, definitely in a way. But yeah, no, I totally understand you there. I have friends that always try to offer to go with me to places, but
Me, I'm too far from you.
yeah, you're quite a ways away, Manny.
Yeah.
But yeah, now here in Vegas, like there's some locations that my friends always like to go to, like especially Woodlawn Cemetery, which is the oldest cemetery in Vegas. And I don't like going there because it's not really in the safest part of town. It's in a really dangerous,
Sketchy,
drug and homeless central kind of area of Vegas. And they always are like, oh, let's go to Woodlawn. Let's go to Woodlawn. And I'm like, hey, let's not. There's many other haunted places. I don't like people. People scare me.
Yeah, we'd rather work with the dead than people. That
That's kind of. I have said that a few times. I said I'd rather deal with spirits than people because people are mean.
Yes. So, is there a specific place in America that you are wanting to investigate at some point, like a bucket list spot specifically?
Anywhere. I just want to get a cruise together and just go and hit America for a whole month. That's it. I'll just be happy anywhere. Just get a crew and just go and do everything for a month. That's all I want. I'll be happy.
That does sound like a really awesome thing to do. Like just plan a whole month and just investigate. That would be really fun.
Sarah would love that. You'd be on board for that.
Like, there you go. We got 2 already. We'll bring you along, Manny. You can be the cameraman.
I keep telling her I would love to film. I want to be I want to experience it though. So I want to like do my own investigating too. Besides be your cameraman and filming all the time. But it would be fun though.
Yeah,
I like doing that stuff.
Especially here in Vegas, we got a haunted strip club.
Oh yeah, that's right. You told me.
It's so haunted. It's so great. Oh, got some of my best evidence there. That was awesome. I just wish I had a copy of it.
Oh, I was gonna say, Sarah. You know what's interesting? Something I do remember on the tour guide. They said like most of the places in Orlando, most of them were abandoned because of people not able to deal with the spirits and stuff like that. So then they end up turning into bars or pubs and stuff like that. And I always find that interesting because I didn't know like alcohol is another name for spirits, but then there's also spirits like in the room. It's like that's interesting.
I understand it's the same way in Savannah, Georgia as well. There's quite some very iconic haunted places there that are bars, one of which has always been a bar. And then there's a couple others that have turned into bars that are constantly like shutting down and reopening and everything. And in Texas as well. Louisiana, of course.
Yeah, well, Louisiana's probably rough.
Yeah. From my understanding, though, in Savannah, Georgia, the one that's always been a bar, I have absolutely been wanting to go because it's so haunted to where like people will go to that bar specifically to do like they'll have their EMF meters and like tri-field meters, all kinds of things with them while they're having a big old pint, and they're just asking questions and their meters are just going off like crazy.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
I'm sure Zach has been there. I know he's done a Savannah, Georgia one. It's crazy though because I lived in Georgia. I never went to there, so I missed
You
out.
okay there, Natalie?
Huh? Oh, you said Sarah? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Natalie, are you doing all right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna check on that noise. I'll be.
All right, we'll be here.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I grew up in this house, and the hallway that's on the other side of my closet there,
I see.
it's a hallway that connects the kitchen, which is on one end of the house, to the other side of the house.
Right.
And when I was a kid, my room is now my kids' room. And
Gotcha.
if I wasn't in there, I would be out in the living room on my parents' computer, because once they would go to bed, I had full reign of the computer at night. So I would be up really super late on the computer. And every so often, I would hear these loud, just thump, 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 thump down the hallway going towards the kitchen. And then like a pause, then thump, 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 thump down the other way down the hall.
So someone was like walking back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, and it got so bad at times to where it was just so loud. It sounded like, I mean, my dad is like, I think he's like 6'4" and like 280 pounds at least. And like he's a big guy. And it sounded like my dad was full on running down the hallway, but it was an open hallway.
Right.
And I would see there was nobody there. And so like I'd get up and I'd look just in case if it were the animals, even though we would always hear the click of their nails,
Right.
Especially in the kitchen. But I would look anyway. No. I'd look in my parents' room. Cats were asleep. I'd look, in the living room. Dogs were asleep. Okay.
So all the animals were sleeping.
Yeah, and they were all asleep. Like, I'm like, don't disturb me. I don't care what's happening. And there was one time I was making myself something to eat in the kitchen. I was probably about 12 years old. And my dad, what I thought was my dad, I heard the steps down the hallway, and I even saw like his figure, and it sounded like he was just mumbling to me, what sounded like, "What are you doing?" And I looked up and I was like, I'm making a grilled cheese. And then I realized nobody was there. And it freaked me out really bad. But at the same time, like when I told my mom that, she was like, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Oh yeah, real quick. Now it's back. So what did you do? Did you ever figure out what spirit that was, or did you cleanse it, or it just went away?
It's so funny because like I was always open with my parents anytime anything happened, with the footsteps, with the figure in the kitchen. Whenever I would see a figure in my room, weird things would happen. We had a hair dryer that we shoved in a towel rack, and it would fly out of that at times. And so like all this stuff would happen. We grew up with it. And when I was about 16, 17, I finally went up to my mom and I was like, we've always known this house is haunted. Do you know why? Like, who lived here before the family that we bought this house from? And my mom was like, oh yeah, no, it was their grandfather that died in this house. And I was just like,
oh, there you go.
You knew?
They knew and they didn't tell you.
Yeah, and she was like, oh yeah, we had to know. It was part of the law. Like they had to disclose that, somebody died in the house and he had cancer. And I think he died in this room that I'm in. Yeah, and so it's like, like she only told me this like when I was like 16, 17. I was like, you knew this whole time and you never told us. Like, what the hell? And she was like, well, I didn't want to make a big deal about it. I was like,
I kept on seeing it and hearing it. You should have told me. You were experiencing, you were trying to figure it out.
Yeah, and even still, like, and I'm pretty sure that he did die in this room because every so often I'll hear breathing.
Oh, that's not creepy at all.
Yeah, and I'll actually hear my bathroom doors, because I have doors to my bathroom right here. I'll hear them open and shut, and footsteps going this way.
Oh.
And
goosebumps. Stop it.
My bed, and I'm just like, are you done?
I said, do you need a drink? Do you need to get sit down? Do you start questioning it?
Something? Because you're kind of annoying me right now. I'm trying to go to bed, and you're breathing quite heavily.
Maybe they need a asthma inhaler. You need one of these? You okay? You okay? You good? I can't believe you still have it there, though. I'm surprised you haven't saged it. Like, go away.
Oh, I sage every so often.
It's still around?
Yeah, he's around. I mean, he's a very tame spirit. He loves kids. Because when we moved into this house, from my understanding, it was only about 6 months after his passing. Oh. And he had a grandson that was around the same age as me when we moved in. And so now that my kids are around that age when we first moved in here, it's like, it's kind of stirring him up again, because I think he just enjoys little kids around and like playing and everything, and like being that kind of grandfatherly spirit. So it's like, it's actually kind of nice to like have these experiences again. It's like, oh, you're still around. Yay. I'm sorry. I'm so weird.
No, you're not weird. See, Natalie thinks she's weird too, but I don't think you guys are weird. Natalie, it's everything all right over there?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when I do a live stream, like one last live stream, you heard a massive bang, something chucked something in my kid's room. That's what the noise was. The tapping was just coming from my daughter's room. Every time when I go live in this flat, they don't like it. They get really pissed. I don't know why, but they get really angry with me.
No live streams for you.
No,
they're like, listen, I want to do live streams. I want to be a YouTuber. You have no control over me.
They get really mad with me.
They don't have their own microphone. They're like, get us a microphone so we can join you on this.
It could be that too. They want to join the live stream.
No, I've just put some sage around my daughter and crystals, so she should be all right.
There you go.
That's crazy. See, I don't want something waking me up if I'm really dead asleep.
My daughter don't mind it. She's used to it.
But the thing is, like, when I experienced my day, I was fully asleep and I just woke up naturally and I saw it and like I freaked out. But now that I have a little bit more experience, if I ever saw it again, I probably would just start talking. I'm like, hey, how's it going? What do you want? What do you want from me? My soul?
Yeah.
Hopefully not my soul.
I always do that. Like every time whenever I hear him breathing or just walking around, I'm just like, hey, how you doing? I'm still here. You're still here. This is cool. Just don't knock my stuff over, please, because it'll take forever to pick it up.
or hide things or hide objects.
Oh, yeah. That happens from time to time, too, where things just go missing. And
you know what's interesting, Sarah? Like, how do they have the energy to do that? Like, you got to have, like, full-on energy, like, to pick up, like, something like, let's say, my sage bottle and move it and disappears. Like, how's that possible?
Actually is a great point, because you and I were talking earlier about EMF fields and everything.
Right.
EMF fields are dangerous to us humans, but when it comes to the spirit realm, the best way that I can explain how it works for them is it's like their source of nutrients, I guess you could say. They feed off of it. Like there are EMF pumps that you can purchase that pump out EMFs purposely to help power entities and whatnot, to give them the energy to respond and do stuff. And
that's crazy.
So yeah, it's almost like a food source or like a recharging battery kind of a thing.
Gotcha.
That the more EMF that you have around you, the more
like my room,
you are to paranormal things, because they're all like, oh, hey, food.
That's like my room. Everything around me, Sarah, is electricity. I have the laptop, PlayStation, modem, router.
Yeah.
My room is like electrical central.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like a
also
hub.
something as simple as your light switch that can produce a lot of EMF as well. Just something as simple as that. I mean, my ceiling fan actually is pretty high EMFs as well.
That's why, like, usually when I try to put on the spare box and the EMF meter, I always turn off my fan because I don't want it to I'm trying to like have less electricity as possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So I not debunk like, oh, this is paranormal, but it's actually my fan on. So
yeah. I'm so sorry. I gotta get going.
No. It's okay. I appreciate it though. Thank you for hanging around with us. So
I appreciate you having me again, Manny. And Natalie, it was so nice to meet you. And I can't wait to talk to you some more.
All right.
Yeah, well, we'll do it again.
We definitely will. All right, so I'll see you later, sir. Natalie, is there anything you want to share more, or do you feel like you want to do another? You want to continue talking and stuff? So it's up to you.
I have a Patreon. I remember this time.
Oh, yeah.
I have a Patreon that I am actually planning on going into further depths as to doing proper paranormal investigations, what to prepare for before, during, and after paranormal investigations, and also just random fun stuff on my Patreon as well to just give some entertainment on top of education. So like if anybody's interested, it's just patreon.com/YinYangSara.
Yes, come support Sarah. She would really appreciate it. She doesn't want me to join her, but
I just don't want you to pay for it, Manny.
I know.
I'll send you the videos.
I know, definitely. We'll keep in touch. Well, you know that. So
yeah.
I'll talk to you later. Enjoy your evening. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Bye, Sarah.
Picture, and I'm just reading about it now, and it's called The Curse of the Crying Boy. So if you look up that, it's basically a picture, and it's of a little boy who's crying.
Yeah.
And apparently it's extremely bad luck, and it brings unwanted negative energy. And I was just wondering, maybe the house wasn't haunted. Maybe it was due to that picture, because I never had problems until Dad brought that picture in the house. But then he took the picture out and then he burnt it. And that's when things progressed and got a lot worse. So maybe
you're talking about the boy that cries in the paintings. Is that what you're I have heard. I think Zach in his haunted museum, he has a picture of a boy that cries. Like I heard about that. So that's
It's
I didn't know you said your father brought that into your house now.
Yeah, but then he burnt it, which probably wasn't a good idea.
No, you probably should have just got rid of it. But yeah, I have heard of that story. I have heard about those paintings, the paintings that the boys cry and stuff. That's interesting. He got a copy of those. I guess I don't know where it originally started from. It could have came from the UK, so I don't know.
I don't know where it all started from, to be honest.
I don't either. I would have to look into it too. But that's interesting. So ever since he did that, the house has been active where you're at.
No, not where I'm at. Where I used to live when I was a child.
Where you used to live, but
yeah.
Maybe I wonder if the spirit's following you from that house to your house now.
I always wonder that, whether they've always been attached to me and whether they just follow me. Perhaps.
It's not your fault though.
They just like me.
They just like you. Probably because you're also like in a way you want to communicate with spirits from the other side too. So maybe they're open to following you, I guess, or maybe they're trying to protect you too. So
yeah, well, I just try and help them. You know, if they need help with going into the light or anything like that, I just try and help. It's not. I don't mean to cause them any harm. Put it that way. I mean them peace.
I'm sure. I'm hoping that they know that about you. So
I hope so.
You seem you're pretty awesome. So Is there anything you want to ask me? Anything you want to know more about me and my experiences and stuff? I mean, I haven't had.
Oh yeah, you can just carry on and tell me your experiences.
Well, I'm trying to think. I have shared with you my experience of seeing a African gentleman in my room, but I haven't had like too much since that. I mean, besides when I started becoming a little bit obsessed about learning the history of like Robert the Doll and stuff like that. I kept on watching a lot of videos about him and then hearing stories about him. And then, like I told you, I dreamed about him and then I felt something like touching my head and stuff. Ever since then, I haven't had too much. Like, I mean, I haven't been practicing meditation. So I thought about maybe I should because I also want to clear my mind. And meditation is kind of hard though sometimes, especially trying to do it for like 30 minutes a day and stuff, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you need to have the right atmosphere as well.
Yeah, I'm usually in my room and I'll have the lights off and I usually try to play like ocean backgrounds, like hearing the waves and stuff like that.
Have you ever tried listening to relic drumming?
No, should I try?
No, you should, because that can help as well, because you can actually meditate along with the drum sound.
I mean, if you have any links, you go over.
Yeah, I'll send you a link because I'm currently, in fact, I'll send you the link because I'm currently doing a course on it of how to journey into proper meditation and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'll send you a link on that one. That one's quite interesting.
See, you're always learning stuff too. You're like me. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I mean, usually on my free time or if I'm at work and some because I'm always moving, so I'm never like in the front counter. So I listen to like Joe Rogan, his podcast, or I'll listen to John Kent's podcast, or I'll listen to different people that I can learn like information and stuff. So, but I haven't had too many experiences except what I have shared with you. I mean, and this last one, going to the ghost tour and stuff, I found that really fun, where people were like not wanting to do something. I wanted to do it because I'm not in a sense afraid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's the problem, because with spirits, if you're afraid, when you go to these places and these people, like Sarah was saying, they get nosebleeds or they'll be sick, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's because the spirits are generally feeding off them because they're scared. That's what spirits feed off. They're like, oh, this person's really scared, this person's really anxious, and they feed off that. They like that, so you have to personally show them, I'm not scared of you, do what you want, because then they can't feed off that. And then physically they can't hurt you. Does that make sense?
No, it does. But because I don't fear from them, will they still try to communicate, or do they not communicate with people who are afraid?
Sorry, say it again.
Okay, let me make that better. For people who are not afraid of spirits and stuff like that, do the spirits, I guess in a way, do they communicate better with them than the people who are afraid of them?
I think they do, yeah.
So the more you're afraid, the more they're gonna like let you know, like, hey, we're real.
Yeah, and it's just kick your ass and let
Pretty
you know.
much.
Yeah. We'll just
I saw one time. There's an episode. I still gotta send you some stuff from Ghost Adventures, but there's an episode he went. Zach and the crew. This was when they started their paranormal investigating. He went to Bobby Mackey's. This is supposed to be like a super haunted place in the States. Maybe that's a place maybe you would go if you could come out to the States. And he was asking the spirits to pretty much he was provoking them, and he ended up getting scratches in his back because he kept on asking the spirits to mess with him and stuff, and they actually did.
Yeah. Like, okay, you want me to mess with you? We'll mess with you. Why not?
So see, I mean, you said you haven't experienced scratches or stuff like that, right?
No, the main thing I've experienced is the suffocation.
Yeah, and that's 10 times worse, I think. Then
yeah,
right. It is like
which is why now I can hear that tapping in my kid's room, or I can see a toy move or a door slam. I'm just like, and yeah, it just doesn't bother me. It's like, and carry on. I don't care.
Yeah, the girl in our group, she got scared and was like, why would you get scared? Like, that's awesome. That's like some activity happening. It's like something evidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would be more to go to that spot and be drawn to that spot too, instead of being afraid of it.
Yeah, let's go and investigate.
I think it's also my empathness too, because I was drawn to it because I guess it's my curiosity, but it's me wanting to learn more. So But
Yeah,
I had
but
a,
I find, huh?
I said I was gonna say, but I had a good time. I'm glad I'm able to experience that. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm listening. Yeah, but I find being
Do you want me
being
to
an
let you go soon? Go ahead.
no, it's fine. Being an empath is can be quite difficult at times,
Oh yeah,
really,
I know.
because I mean, I can be like my recent video. I can be standing in a cemetery, and if you watched it, you might remember me going to the part bit, but then I stopped. I couldn't physically go any further to quickly turn around because the sickness that overcome me was unbelievable. I had to turn around quickly and then go back when I started to feel a bit better again. And having that it can be really hard to do your job sometimes because you just overcome with sickness or fear and you don't know where it's coming from. Does that make sense?
No, it does. Like when the one of the tour guides was talking about the alley where there was a lot of suicides and people dying and like murders and even children dying and stuff like that. Like it really, really hit me. Like it made me super sad.
Yeah.
Like I felt
You
the
can feel it.
sadness.
I mean, sometimes you can actually feel their pain. I don't know whether you've actually had that, but sometimes you can actually feel it, and that's just really horrible.
Yeah, it does. It feels. I mean, I felt super bad. Like even like the stuff. Like even you have shared me some stuff, and I could feel that pain, and like it bothers me because it's like I wish I could help and fix it.
Just try and fix you.
Well, not fix you, but I feel sad, and I want you to be happy. But that's my I guess my empathicness.
Bless you.
Wait, you're telling me to bless me, or you're saying thank you, pretty much?
Yeah, thank you. It's UK
Oh,
slang.
huh?
It's UK slang. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. I know it's getting late for you, dear. What is it, 9:30 or is it 10:30 for you?
10:30. That's not
Oh,
exactly
you
too
need to
late.
go to bed. I should let you go. 'Cause
I told you I hardly sleep. I can probably be lying there all night, just wide-eyed, thinking, no, I'm not going to sleep.
I know, but you need to get your rest too.
Yeah.
Let me see if anyone's talking on the chat here.
I don't think there is. I have been keeping an eye on it, but
No, it just says hola. Hi, everybody. Sup? I'm not getting any MGTOW conversations here.
no, there isn't many, is there, to be honest?
That's good. Well, I made you a mod, so if people get out of hand, you know what to do with them. You can send them off their merry way to another channel. So,
Kick them out. Bye.
yeah, I don't want. Oh, I heard my mom talking. She's not talking to me. I don't want the trolls here. Why are they talking so loud? This is the benefits of living with parents and stuff. You're not living on your own yet, so you get. Well, I don't know. Do you sometimes feel lonely at your house, like by yourself and stuff, or that doesn't really affect you?
Mainly when I'm sleeping, if I sleep, if that makes sense.
No, it does.
Because I'm just constantly on edge. I'm like, oh, what's going to happen? Or, because things do happen here. It's just the way it is.
Well, I mean, but can you or aren't you able to like to remove the spirits that are there, or
They're not causing any problems. What's the point? They're happy. They're not causing me any problems. They're not causing my children any harm. So
I
I'm happy
know.
with them.
So I was just saying to remove them so then you could get your own rest and not be like stressed out or anything like that.
Now they know that if I get annoyed, they have to go somewhere else when I'm sleeping. So yeah.
I'm looking at your witch and it's like creeping me out.
Yeah, it's like, come on, get out now. That's enough. I'm trying to sleep,
Yeah.
Go away.
I was saying your little witch up there is kind of creepy.
You witch.
No, your little witch in your background above you.
There's nothing wrong with witchy. She hasn't got a name yet. Oh, I don't know what to call her.
Sabrina.
Sabrina. That's not a scary name. Come on. It's a bit more freaky than that.
I don't know. Peggy.
Peggy the witch.
I don't know. I seen Peggy videos and it's never affected me or anything. Now Robert, because I kept on becoming obsessed with it. I think it affected me a little bit, but not so much Peggy. And then we didn't get to talk about the divot box though on air, but it would have been interesting to bring that. Maybe I'll bring that up next time when she's on here too, of the big box. And because like the only thing I know about the history of the big box is you know, it's a box, and apparently it was like owned by the Jewish, and if it had to do with like they're trying to like put the demon in the box. And I don't know too much about the big box except the little bit of history I know. So but that would be interesting to bring up next time with Sarah, because Sarah obviously works in that, or she did work at that museum and stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Someone says, I didn't think anybody was reading this. No, we're reading it. This is coming from, I can't say your name, Grave Bake Gill? Is that how I say your name?
Gravy Bake, I think it was.
Do you guys have any questions? The ones that are still around? I think there's 3 people saying it. 3 people are here watching still.
Is there anyone alive?
No, we're still live, so.
No.
See, I made you a mod, so then you can watch people. I think the other stream, I think there was a few. I'm not sure if there were trolls or just sharing their opinions, but I didn't really want to focus on that because I didn't want me and Sarah to get out of discussion, like focus on that discussion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I don't want to be distracted, so sometimes I don't look at the live chat.
Oh, hold on. I found Sarah and I just subscribed to Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah's pretty cool, so I like Sarah. So funny thing was, I'll show you a little bit how I met Sarah. I pretty much remember how I told you I got sometimes obsessed with things. So I kept on looking for like haunted museum, Zach's haunted museum, and I saw that she had a live stream. I told her the other day, like it's crazy. She got about 4,000 views on it. It's like, dang, Sarah, you got a lot of views on one video. That's pretty good. So that's how I found her out. It was almost a year ago. Was it a year ago? Maybe a year ago. Almost, I feel like 2 years ago, but I found her. Oh yeah, it was probably a year ago because Zach's museum, it's only been open almost a year. So yeah, his museum it's not that old, his museum. Oh yeah, that's right. I think he opened it. No, it was 2 years ago. About 2 years ago, he opened the museum and stuff. So
Wow.
I discovered her through one of her live streams that she was talking about the museum, and it was when she got off work and stuff like that. So, but yeah, you should if you ever come down and you really get to make that happen, I think you will. You just gotta work towards your goal and your vision that you want to come out here and stuff. So.
Yeah, well, it's like I said, well, I'm a full-time mom, which is difficult in itself, but then, you know, it's also having the funds, which can be quite difficult.
True. You okay? Are you sleepy? You're rubbing your eyes.
No, just got an itchy eye.
Could be my spirit making you itchy.
Don't.
You told me the other day that you were feeling like your arm was scratchy and stuff. You don't feel that no more?
No.
Maybe they stopped.
Good. But leave me alone.
Maybe they left you alone because they know, like, well, I don't want to upset whatever is with me. So, but I know that they're, well, I don't know if they're around now with me. But like I said, I definitely got a lot of goosebumps, like especially that night, Saturday, when I went on the tour, especially going in the hotel, the old hotel, because I remember it didn't feel cold. Like it didn't feel like super cold and stuff. It felt normal temperature, but when you were walking through the hallway, it definitely felt super hot. But then, like I said, I was feeling, I just had like weird feelings and stuff like that. Like definitely dizziness and definitely something messing with my head because my headache got worse and stuff. And I was like, what's going on? So, I mean, also my heart was pumping because I was like also excited, but then also I wanted to, do this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it wasn't fear for sure, because I know when I would be afraid, and it wasn't me being afraid of anything. Just more of being adventurous in that sense. So.
Well, there's only one thing that would scare me, and that would damn right be a clown.
A what, clown?
I don't like clowns. I am petrified. I'm seriously petrified.
I'm
So
not a
no.
clown person either. I can act like a clown, but I don't like clowns.
So basically, what I'm saying is, if I went on a ghost hunt somewhere and I seen a clown spirit, I tell you what, you would never see someone run so quick, because I'll be gone. I'll be like, no, I'm sorry, I'm not dealing with that one. Not happening. I would literally just go.
I'm not a fan of clowns. I mean, I've seen the movie It, and he's a clown, Pennywise.
No.
I didn't like it. I mean, I've seen some stuff that's been. I was telling Sarah the other live stream, like, you heard of Rob Zombie, right?
Yeah.
He has made movies of The Devil's Rejects, and he's made like House of a Thousand Corpse. Some of those films, man, it's definitely rough to watch.
Yeah, especially on your own. You're like, what?
Well, I saw the first one I saw in a group, and it really messed with me. Like, it really made me feel. I'm trying to think of the word. Because this was for like when I was 19, 20. It just really disturbed me. Like, it was really that brutal. Like, I never have seen a film that's that brutal, except Rob Zombie films. Like, I've seen Jason, and that hasn't been too bad. I mean, that's brutal too, but the way Rob Zombie films is a whole different ballgame of horror. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I'm saying. I'm just reading this comment. Something about what?
I don't
know.
know.
I have no idea.
I sometimes don't pay attention to people's comments.
I know, I was just intrigued on it.
Hold on.
Not that we need it.
The only thing I could say to this person, T, are you talking about ayahuasca, which is a plant medicine based on the Amazon? Yeah, South Africa. Are you talking about ayahuasca? I have heard of ayahuasca, and it's a strong plant medicine that releases hallucinogens in the mind, and it gives you visions and stuff like that. So if that's what you're talking about, yes, I have heard of that.
I don't need visions.
Oh yeah, you get them automatically. So it's like, I'm good.
I'm good. I don't need them. I already get them. But the problem is with my visions, they come in my sleep.
Oh, you get them a lot in your dreams?
Yeah, that's the problem with my visions. Like, I dreamt, I know it sounds really horrible, but I actually dreamt my nan's passing before she died. I dreamt it 3 times. A week later, she passed away.
Oh wow! I wonder why 3 times though, because I always hear like 3 times means like the mark of the like making fun of the Holy Trinity and all that, and
yeah,
it's always a negative thing with like when it has to do with like 3 knocks or 3 of this and.
Yeah, I don't know why it was 3 times, but I remember it like it was yesterday. You see, I can't remember most things. Like I said to you, my brain's but
it's like everywhere. My brain's everywhere too, so don't feel bad.
It's just like whoop.
But when it comes to like for me, like seeing the person I saw, like I can't delete that. Like that's still in my head, and I can still somewhat picture it. Like I remember details of that.
Mm.
But I'm not really a detailed person always, so that's the thing. But definitely it was human. That's why, like you were talking about, like when you've seen aberrations, they're full on, like they're still human because they were human. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've seen. I didn't tell you about that one, did I? Basically, my sister was upstairs, and I remember her screaming, really screaming, and I was like, "Why are you screaming?" So I ran upstairs, thinking, "What's going on?" And she said, "I've seen 7 children." So I thought nothing of it. I was like, "Nah, you're lying." The next thing we know, there was things being physically moved in my parents' room. I mean, physically, you could hear it. So we ran into our bedroom, hiding under the blankets. And then when my parents come back, we ran downstairs and we said there was something moving in the bedroom. So my dad come and investigated, but there was nothing moved. But we heard the whole room was being moved. We heard it.
Oh wow.
But there was nothing, everything was in place, there was nothing moved. And it's just like, to this day, I can't work it out. I don't understand it. Because it honestly sounded like that room was being trashed. That's what it sounded like. It really sounded terrible.
And then when you were there, everything was fine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's pretty tense.
I don't know. Ever since I started doing my job, I've remembered a lot more from when I was a kid of all the stuff that happened. It's like for a while, it's like my brain switched off, and then my brain come back on. If that makes sense, it was like a light bulb. It's like it
No,
switched
that
off
makes
for a
sense.
bit and then come back on.
I think I mentioned this to you. So pretty much your third eye has always been open, right? Your spiritual realm.
Yeah.
Like some people want to work on that. Like I used to be like, I want to work on it. I want to. So I know it's funny. Probably don't want to see these visions and see these things, but I want to experience and see these things. So it's like I'm the opposite.
Oh dear.
Oh, I want to see friendly spirits, not like scary demonic spirits. If that makes sense. You need to watch Demon House when you get a chance, and then tell me about it. Hopefully that one hasn't been banned or kicked out. That video I sent you.
No, it hasn't. I've watched half of it.
Oh, you've seen half of it, so you need another half. Try to finish
Yeah.
it. Well, I don't know if you want to watch it tonight because it's already late for you.
Watch it tonight on my own.
God.
Me.
I mean, I've seen it.
I already don't sleep.
Huh?
I already don't sleep.
So maybe you should try to finish it and then let me know what you think about it. I liked it. I mean, it's tense though. It's super tense, especially watching it the first time. And then I don't want to spoil it, so you have to watch the ending. And then I want you to get back to me on the ending of that film. If people are still here, we're talking about Demon House, film, a documentary by Zach Bagans from Ghost Adventures. This is his first documentary. He's doing another one on Charles Manson, so that'll be interesting to watch when he releases that one too. But I don't know. I mean, I have a headache right now. How was your dinner? Was it pretty good?
Ah?
I said, was your dinner pretty good?
It was okay. It was okay.
It was okay. It was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your week looking like this week? Anything fun planned out, or are you gonna continue some investigations and stuff?
I don't know really. The school runs, and then Wednesday I'm doing a live stream.
Yes. Hopefully I could hang out and join you and just listen to what you have to share. No, the live stream will be fine. I would say I'm trying to think because it's your live stream, so just remember, like when you're opening the little, like, just try to have two different windows. Have one for your live chat, but just keep it enabled because when you oh yeah, you have to go to your basic information, and then you go to advanced settings, and from advanced settings, it'll show enable live chat on the left hand corner, and you just leave it alone, and then you just put like what language you want, the recording time, and then you put save changes, and then once you do that, then it'll create the event, and then it'll show like spirit hunters. It'll show your little your live event, and then you go to Google Hangouts Air, and then you click on that. That'll open this window, the one that we're on, and then you go to the little icon that says invite people. So you're gonna copy it, and then you're gonna paste it to my Google Hangouts, and then that's how I'll be able to answer your phone call.
I got you. But I didn't know. You see, I didn't know you had to have like, I mean, as well with the comments, which I find a bit easy. I didn't know you had to have like two separate windows.
No, it's okay. I mean, I've been playing around with this for a while since I started my own little podcast live streaming. I've been playing with this, so it's like it's nothing. It's okay. Yeah, because I had to figure that out because for some reason on the little Google like our chats and stuff, it doesn't show any. It is if you go to where is it? I think it's the control room. Is it control room? Screen. I'm trying to find it. There's a little thing that shows like you could talk to let's say you want to share something to me privately. Oh, open that little side on the right side, but it won't. I don't know if I could do it right now. No, I don't want to view apps. No, that's the volume.
Is it that one?
Oh, what did I just do? I hit cameraman. It's
I've
not.
just typed to you, I think.
You did, and I see it. Yeah, you could use that and talk to me that way.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Did you see that bit? Yeah, that's the bit I thought the comments come through. Not like
gotcha,
that.
gotcha.
That's where I got confused. I was like, what? What is that for?
Yeah, see, Google doesn't instruct you. You pretty much have to play around with it. Like for me, I was talking to Sarah, like I need to like before I start my live streams, I need to have like music and intro and maybe a little banner saying like, hey, I'm gonna be here on a few minutes, and I have music playing and stuff, you know.
Yeah, that
I
makes
gotta
sense.
figure that part out. That I haven't figured out. I'm gonna have to play with that for the next time, so I could, start making my live streams a little bit more better, a little bit more professional.
Yeah,
Then
exactly. But at least,
my closet in the background.
at least you've taught me what to do.
No, it's fine. It happens. I'm sure. I didn't even know that. See, until I just kept on playing with it, and like this. Well, I think what happened with me was I was trying to see if people, because I knew about there was live chats and stuff, but I didn't know where you see the live chats. So I think I just opened another window, and then I was able to see my face and see my video. But down the right side, I see people talking and stuff. So hey, Zombie Issues, what's up? Thanks for coming by. What? Good. Oh, Google expects you to go. No things right away. Apparently can't make anything easy. Yeah, that's true. And no, you're right. And yeah, Google doesn't make it easier. You just gotta play with it or know people how to do these things and stuff. I wish they made it easier, like especially like making backgrounds and banners and like making sure you don't select music that's not copyrighted. Like I wish YouTube would teach us, like have classes in a way, like not classes, but like at least I'm trying to think, kind of like what Apple does sometimes with their products. They'll do videos of like letting you know how to work the product and stuff like that. That's what Google should do with YouTube and stuff. Teach people like, hey, this is how to put a banner in your background. This is how you put music. This is how you set up your live chat, stuff like that. You there? Natalie, are you still there? Oh, I think I lost Natalie. All right, guys. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great evening, and thanks for joining me on this podcast. And I will talk to you guys later. All right, take care, guys. All right, peace.